Hello YouTube, it's Turtimus. Turns out I'm not dead. It's been a while since I made a video, for which I apologize, but there's been a few things I wanted to talk about, but nothing that really motivated me to do it, I guess. It's been a little rough for me, but it's neither here nor there. I'd like to talk about a few things briefly today that I've seen and heard that have irked me. First of all, Beck. He's a favorite of mine, so to speak. He made a comment, I can't remember, it was either on his show, on his radio show, or his television show, but he said, "We have removed God from schools, and we've added guns and condoms." Now, there are several things I take issue with this statement. First of all, we removed God from schools. I'm assuming you're talking about we've removed God from public schools, which, separation of church and state. Yeah. Anyway, completely disregarding the fact that you totally disregard that little statement. Added guns and condoms. Added guns. Removed God. Added guns. Thanks, Glenn, for the insinuation that us godless heathens are the ones, and are the only ones, that could shoot up a school. Oh, I'm sure that's exactly it. And condoms. Condoms? Really? God forbid we make available condoms and information about other forms of birth control to people in the most hormonally overdriven stage of their life. Yeah, it's such a terrible thing. Now, aren't Republicans like you supposed to be against, big government welfare programs and the like, as evidenced by this healthcare debacle going on right now? But, you'd think that it'd make sense to have birth control condoms and information available in schools to hopefully cut down on the number of teen pregnancies, because more teen pregnancies, chances are some of those are going to spill over into government assistance programs. But I'm asking you to reason things out, Glenn. I know this isn't a fun thing for you to try. And then one other small note, something I heard. I was listening to the Glenn Beck radio show on the way back from class, because I'm a glutton for punishment, but I do like to hear what the other side says. And a mother called in, said she had a fairly young child who was in a Catholic school, a private religious school, and went on this long spiel about something that she had to sign for her kid. Basically ended up being involved with this Obama's speech to the kids, whatever. It's basically railing against Obama's indoctrination of her child, which I take as seriously, deliciously ironic. You're going to complain about Obama trying to indoctrinate your child when you have been teaching them since they could speak about your God and your opinion of your religion? You're indoctrinating them. Just saying. Now, it leads me on to one thing, and I don't know why this keeps popping up in my life lately, but it has. It's about gays, gay rights, stuff like that. You'd have to forgive me because I can't remember the name, but the guy who does a lot of songs poking fun at religion and the like made a song that I believe was called Defenders of Marriage or something like that, and he put it exactly right. Defenders of marriage, defending the institution against people who want to get married. Okay, where does a lot of this, I'm assuming the large majority of the gays shouldn't get married shtick come from? Religion. Separation of church and state. It's take your stupid, bigoted religious ideas out of the government. What does it matter to you that two people who love each other would like to get married and be recognized by the state? Why is that such a threat to you? Now, which leads me into gay parenting and more specifically, gay adoption. I came across a video by the Young Turks where they were showing an ad about, gay parents would confuse children and they wouldn't know what to do. Okay, little kids aren't going to know much about sex and sexuality either way. Now, I'd like to tell a little story from my own life. I grew up with somewhat normal family, and very, very early on, I was probably only about 7 or 8 years old. I had been noticing my sister only ever brought her friend Debbie over. And I asked my parents, I'm like, I said, Mom, is Holly married? Does she have a boyfriend? And my mother said, no, she likes girls. I was young. I didn't really understand it all that much, but it didn't screw me up. Quite the contrary. Once I knew that, and once I started to realize what it was, I've seen that this really great, loving relationship my sister has with her girlfriend. Her girlfriend's awesome. Like, they're two very great people, and they're raising a kid who has turned out all right. He's a good little kid. And one other thing that I've been hearing is, oh, if you raise... To go along with that, I'd like to make another comment. According to the American Psychiatric Association, being raised by two homosexual parents is not going to screw a child up. They will develop just as any other child would in a household with heterosexual parents. If anything, one positive aspect of it is these kids grow up to be a little bit more accepting of social diversity. And I tell you one thing, if we need more of something in our society, it's to be more accepting. We need less hate. Why does someone care what someone else does if it doesn't hurt them? And being gay doesn't hurt someone who's not gay. I have a gay sister. I've had several gay friends and several more bisexual friends. And largely they've all been good people. And the ones that haven't, it wasn't because they were a different sexuality than me. It's because they were dicks. If you'll excuse the language. And God forbid two people who love each other want to raise a child, have a child together, who they can call their own, and that they could love and teach to be accepting of other people, and to grow up with hopefully less hate. Such a bad thing, isn't it? No, it's not. But, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Rate, comment, subscribe. Peace.